Hey Craftaholics, welcome back to Making the Cut. So I have one more Halloween craft for you, and this one is going to need a sublimation printer. So I know many have invested in either buying a sublimation printer or converting an Epson printer into a sublimation printer like I have done. I use the Epson, it's the EcoTank 2803, and I have just filled that EcoTank with sublimation ink that I've gotten from Amazon. It's really easy to find and it's super cheap for how much you get and how much you can use it for. So today we're going to print on a canvas. This is something that you can do with your photos, you can do with quotes to hang around the house, and today we're going to make a little candy sign for all of those trick-or-treaters that come to visit you. So in order to do this, you're going to need just a blank canvas, and I'm just using some scrap fabric that I can place into this crevice here, and that's going to allow us, when we go to press it, it's going to keep it formed correctly so that the print is going to be nice and flat on it. Otherwise, it's going to kind of bow in, and then you're not going to have that crisp picture in the center. It's going to be faded or not there at all. So you want to make sure that you have something behind it that's going to keep it to the correct form, nice and straight, and that's going to allow it to press really nice. So I have my canvas, and then let me show you how I made my design in just Microsoft Word. Okay, so I'm going to open up Microsoft Word, start a blank document, and the first thing that I want to do, because I've chosen a picture that has a landscape format, I'm going to change the orientation of my paper. Now I'm going to go to Insert. You can pick pictures from the web. I'm just choosing one that I've already saved for this project. And so I'm going to just select the image, and then I'm going to just drag it over. Oh, let me also change my margins. I want to make it narrow margins so I can use as much of the image as possible. And then I'm just dragging my image over so that they're kind of crossing. This is mirroring my image, just like you would in Cricut Design Space, but instead I'm using Microsoft Word so that I can have an image that takes the full sheet of paper. When you're doing this in Cricut Design Space, you're limited to a smaller amount because it has to put those black lines around it in order to make it a cut file. And I didn't want a cut file, I just wanted a sublimated picture. So I was easily able to mirror my image. Now I can just pull it to the size that I want it. And then when it's ready, I'm just going to come up here to File and click Print. So I've printed out my images that I made in just Microsoft Word. So we have our Sorry Out of Candy. It is in reverse because we're going to be pressing that backwards. So once I press it onto the canvas, it'll fix the fact that it looks backwards right now. So then I also made this one that is a please take one piece. Mainly because when you go out trick-or-treating, you're not going to have anyone left home to pass out the candy, and so you have just a bucket of candy that's laying on your porch. So this is a sweet little note to encourage them to take just one. And then I'm going to have both of these available so that when I do run out of candy, I can just switch it out. So, first thing, I have my heat press over here. It's heated up to 400 degrees. This is canvas, so just like you're printing onto a canvas bag or makeup bag, you can still heat it up to the same temperature. So I'm going to be pressing at 400 degrees for 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and start lining up my picture. So my first picture is in the landscape mode, so I want to try and line that up to the best of my ability. And it does overhang a little bit on this one, so that is helpful. My other one does not overhang, and so it'll be a little bit trickier on that one, but we can still do it. So I'm going to move that out of the way, slide my board out, place my fabric into the crevice there. And I'm not going to use any heat transfer tape because it is going to cover up the majority of the image. So I'm just going to slide it on there, slide it under, and put it in place. So here we go. All right, so it is thicker, so I could adjust this so that I would be able to press it down all the way, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start the timer and press it as hard as I can, and we'll see if that works. If not, I'll make another one, no big deal. We have 14 seconds left to do that. So think of all the possibilities with this. You especially can do your photos. So I really thought this would be a really cool idea to hang up those Christmas photos that we all go and get done and have them printed on canvas for no extra charge. I mean, why pay hundreds of dollars for a canvas when you can do it at home? All right, so you can see my image has transferred, and now I have this beautiful little canvas to use for trick-or-treating. I'm so excited. I'm gonna do this one last one, and so I'll set this on the side here. And it is much more muted than the original image that I printed out. As it cools, it does darken a smidge. So, but I still like the muted colors. I think it's really pretty. That was one of the reasons why I did choose an image that had such a dark color to it. So I'm gonna do this last one. This one does not overlap, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful to make sure I get it centered. But you know me, I'm not a perfectionist by any means. We're gonna say that is good enough. I'm gonna put my fabric back into the crevice here. Shift it a little bit on me when I hit my fabric. Okay, flip it over. And start. So for my craft room, when we painted the new colors and got it all decorated, I wanted some of these canvas art for the room. So I have just some simple quotes. One of them is, "I just want to drink coffee and make pretty things." I thought that pretty much summarized everything about me. Another one, it says, "I'm a craftaholic on the road to recovery." Just kidding, I'm on the road to the craft store. And then my last one says, "Crafting forever, housework whenever," because that is so true for me. So we got our last one on here. Pull it off. Oh, this one turned out really nice. And there we have it. So just a fun craft that you can do. Something else that you could do, since I have these two designs, I'm actually planning on gluing them together. And then that way, and putting a pretty ribbon around the outside. But that way I can start with this one and then flip it to this one when we run out of candy. So I just thought that was a real simple, easy craft that we could do. And Halloween is just around the corner. So starting next week, we will be doing some just fall crafts. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for all the love. Please continue liking, subscribing. I'm hoping to hit that 1,000 subscribers. We are still in the 330s right now, and I'm just so encouraged by all of the comments and everything that y'all have left for me. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good time with Halloween and just enjoying life and crafting with me, and keep on making.